Hello and welcome back to Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. In the last episode, I was somehow put in limbo between what was the island and the ruins. Not technically the school, because that's where limbo is. However, in saying that, even while being in limbo, there seems to be something wrong. Which makes sense why this game wasn't adapted into the anime, because whenever you see like an effect where like the game starts to glitch out, basically, I know for a fact that that's just key for a cue for animation studios just to say, yep, nope, can't do that. We can't affect how viewers see the game or how viewers see what's going to be happening. Otherwise, the show has to take liberties as to how to make the character like experience whatever the hell we experienced with the game breaking. So, oh well, just gonna shut up, get right back into it, and see what all is occurring. But I know that when I saved this, it was under like a different like file name. Yeah, chapters 0 and 6 at the same time. So not only are we in limbo of the places, but we're also in limbo of the levels, or chapters, excuse me. And I had gotten everything in here, so then I leave, and I go to the next location. My guess... back to the 5th floor. What? What? Still on the 5th floor? Wait. Hey, Kazuichi. 5th floor is open. Give me a second, Kazuichi, before I go in there. Okay. So, do you know where Sonia went? Because I saw her before you.
What's going on?
First voice back is always the hardest. This hallway, it's kind of creepy. I can't go to places I should be able to go. It's like some rule is being enforced for no reason. Is there like an invisible wall or something? Yeah, I can definitely tell my voice is shot from forcing myself to record a whole bunch of episodes in the last few days. I still gotta rush through this. Alright. Classroom 5A. This wasn't the bad classroom. This was just an average classroom. Alright, another book. Iron plate. Metal slabs are covering portions of the classroom where windows should usually be. To go so far as to cover the windows like this. Does he really want us to keep us locked inside? But why? Oh, what? How did that even happen? I was right on the camera. Oh, I guess up there. That's how you separate it. Surveillance cameras, same old, same old. Clock. Did I ever look at the clocks for any of these? Clock doesn't have any hands. What time is it right now? We can't go outside, so I don't even know if it's night or day right now. And obviously, monitor. Okay, if I look up... another case of there being no Monokuma figures. Odd. Alright, the book. This is another manga. It's laying on top of a desk. This one. Manga for Morons. The Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Huh. Wasn't the Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy mentioned in that other manga too? That's why Hope's Peak Academy went bankrupt, and it was the trigger for the biggest, most tragic, most awful event in human history. If I read this manga, will I be able to learn a little more about the incident? Okay. I love the Die Hard-esque look to the shape of the face. I took the manga from the desk and started flipping through the pages. See what I could learn about the event known as the Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. The story made heavy use of outdated, stylized drawings depicting characters solving mysteries. Fist of the North Star era. What's written in here is, as the name suggests, the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy occurred at Hope's Peak Academy. The key player in the event was a student named Izuru Kamukura. Student? But that was the founder. Izuru was a genius known as the symbol of hope. Hope's Peak Academy used all their resources to develop him. Supposedly, Izuru was a genius among geniuses and possessed various talents. Oh, he had multiple talents? Wielding superior talent for the hope of mankind, the Academy referred to Izuru as the ultimate hope. Gotcha. To protect such rare talent, the Academy completely concealed all evidence of Izuru's origins and identity. Because of that, most of the students at the Academy were completely unaware of Izuru's existence. But Izuru, who was known as the symbol of hope, was responsible for a horrible incident. 13 students of Hope's Peak Academy's student council, among the Academy's best and brightest, were brutally murdered by Izuru. By him and him alone? However, the incident did not end there. The Academy tried to protect Izuru's superior talent and conceal the incident as though it never happened. However, a certain student began working in secret to use that incident to their advantage. The ultimate despair. That student uncovered what the Academy did, and by making that knowledge public, it stoked the fires of Reserve Corps students who had long been dissatisfied with how they'd been treated. Gotcha. So that's how the Reserve Corps students had the gall to do that. But did they end up killing each other? Because it was all in one room. I don't know. And the uprising began. And that heralded Hope's Peak Academy's destruction. This is the entirety of the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Eventually, that incident would lead to that horrifying, devastating incident. The incident that would be known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Works cited Danganronpa 0. Fate 0. Okay. With a heavy sigh, I closed the manga. Am I supposed to believe this? There's no way 13 people were killed at Hope's Peak Academy.
What irony! For a genius known as the ultimate hope to cause such a gruesome incident. A talent like that is too regal for society. It's like trying to buy juice with a bar of gold. You should be lucky that you're so incompetent.
Damn it! He always has to lead up to something offensive. It seriously pisses me off. But, ultimate hope. Nagito mentioned that before, too. It looks like it means something completely different here. What Nagito said was the true meaning of hope. But for Izuru, hope simply means talent. More importantly, a genius who possesses various talents. I wish they'd given me just one of those talents so I didn't have to be in the reserve department. That's right. The reserve department. Here it said that the reserve corps students in the reserve department began uprising. Then, what about me? Was I a participant too? No, that's not possible. There's no way. I have no reason to do something like that. Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, or Hope's Peak, has been added to your truth bullet section of your handbook. Anyway, I've learned about the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Okay, they keep flipping between, but the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history was a far worse incident, right? What kind of incident was it? Who's this other student that isn't Izuru? A certain student who secretly used the incident to their advantage. Who is that? This incident is really messed up, but all it's doing is raising more questions. The mysteries just keep piling up. Yep. Going back out. Still on the 5th floor. 5th floor, classroom A. Dojo's still available to go through. My guess is that I'm going to be going into the bio lab. Yep. But shouldn't there be someone here? I've interacted with someone every time. This is odd. Biolab. How many lights are going to be on in here? There aren't any lights. What the hell is this room? It's freaking cold in here! It's like I'm in a freezer or something. If I just stand still, I might end up freezing to death. I should hurry up and investigate so I can get out of here already. Camera and monitor, obviously. Nothing mentioned about it being cold. Same thing. No mention of the icicles. Okay, this is all just one thing. The refrigerator. Gotcha. Before I do that, just the tarps, not the desk. Weird. This looks like a plastic tarp. Why is this left out like this? Clean up after yourselves, will you? I mean, where else is it supposed to go is the issue. I don't know where it goes. Like, there's no other storage, and I know this belongs to the biolab. Oh! I'm glad I noticed that.
I've been found.
I could have left there without even realizing it. Refrigerator, and then the manga. I've seen this in movies before. It's a refrigerator for preserving dead bodies. At least, that's what it looks like. But that's not possible, right? Keeping dead bodies in a high school biolab isn't something you should joke about. It just feels so forced. This idea should have been canceled during development or something. Okay. Huh? What am I thinking? Yeah, so his thoughts are always like something about a game. Why? Wait, is he the ultimate developer or something? Is that what it's shaping up to be? And he was supposed to join in with the ultimate gamer for this ultimate game or something like that? Alright, book. There's another manga just laying around here. This time the title is Manga for Morons, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. I knew it. The next one would obviously be about this incident. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, huh? Just what was that incident really about? It might turn out to be something lame. I flipped through the pages of the manga and hoped that I was right. By Monokuma. Junji Ito-esque with the swirls in the background. A story about creepily drawn characters who get involved in such horrifying incidents. An incident known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Is this drawn so grotesquely because the incident itself is that grotesque? Anyway, the beginning of this creepy manga starts with this sentence. The tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was simply the trigger. At first, the uprising by the reserve corps students that triggered the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was initially hoped to be resolved quickly, but the situation continued to escalate to dangerous extremes. The movement started spreading all over the internet and fostered a thriving online community. Gotcha. The community was not limited to students, and people of various races and nations began joining in. But the movement was not confined to the internet, and began spreading and eroding the real world. When the movement started, it was indistinguishable from any other demonstration inspired by social unrest. But, as it spread across the world, certain abnormalities soon came to light. By then, it was too late. The ends and the means had vanished, and wanton destruction became their only goal. The strong butchered the weak. The weak killed the weakest among them. and soon the weak formed factions to brutally murder the strong. As the violence and death continued to spread, the shock of their actions began to disappear, as if the era was regressing to more uncivilized times, when senseless deaths were the norm. The media was oversaturated with deaths to the point where people would watch them while enjoying a meal. So, us, the students, is that what it's getting at? I mean, we're supposed to be technically the hope, because you can't have despair without hope, but you also can't have hope without despair, so, you know, oh well. Would watch them while enjoying a meal. By the time the world realized what had happened, it was too late to stop what had happened. Or what had become, excuse me. A feeling of immense despair began spreading, and eventually engulfed the world. Acts of terrorism and coups d'etats began occurring around the world. A war waged in the name of despair. A war fought not for principles, religion, or personal gain. Just war. Pure war. And because of that, there was no way to resolve it. How could a movement started by high school students progress to a hopeless scenario? The only explanation is the existence of a certain organization, devoted to a certain student who influenced Hope's Peak Academy. Certain student, gotcha. A group called Ultimate Despair. Instead of using Hope's Peak Academy's talents for the sake of mankind's hope, they used them for the sake of mankind's despair. Key members of society used their influence to brainwash the masses in order to spread despair. Tech-savvy computer programmers wrote software to spread despair. The powerful and influential created new values and morals to spread despair. And with this, they created the tragedy. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. As long as the ultimate despair exists, the despair engulfing the world will never end. The tragedy will never end. My heart was racing in my chest, but my body felt ice cold. And it wasn't because I was freezing in this room. I was about to say in this temperature. I don't know why. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. How many times am I going to say it? This is definitely all made up. I mean, if this is really true, then what's happening in the outside world? My family, my friends, the convenience store I frequent, the nearby bookstore, my favorite restaurant? What's happened to them?
No way!
I gotta fix my voice. Hey! Are you seriously yelling at a manga? How crazy are you? Who would enjoy reading something like this? Oh my! You don't like manga? A high school student who doesn't like manga is like an office lady who doesn't like to eat candy. Enough! What is with this messed up manga? I thought you'd obviously know about such a horrible event that destroyed the world. But for you not to remember that, such despair. That's the Future Foundation's fault, though. Thanks to them stealing your school memories.
Okay, so did the Future Foundation also take the memories of the first game's roster? Because I believe I remember reading in the script that he said that he did. But was that Monokuma a part of the Future Foundation, but this one isn't? I don't know.
The incident that happened during that period has been completely removed from your brains.
This incident really happened? And I actually forgot about it? There's no way that's possible!
What are you saying?
How many times do I have to tell you? All the clues here are real.
Heroin.
Please understand, I'm rooting for you. If you don't learn about the full extent of it, of the outside world, you guys will suffer for it. I just want to help you guys so you can live well-adjusted lives in the outside world.
I see. So that's how it is. That's what he meant by what he said at the beginning.
Well, as headmaster, I'm conflicted, you know. On one hand, I'm really happy that you're finally going to graduate. But on the other hand, I'm worried about whether you guys will be okay in the outside world. That's why I'm thinking about telling you what the outside world is like before you even make a decision. Whether you leave Jabberwock Island or you stay here.
He's trying to make us feel despair toward the outside world, so we'll want to stay on this island. But there's no way I'm gonna do what he wants. Despair like that simply can't exist. The outside world should be filled with hope. Just like now. So are we gonna end up meeting the rest of the first cast? It could be interesting. Perhaps... No. That's definitely it. A tragedy has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Whether or not this incident really happened, what in the world is this ultimate despair group? They're devoted to a certain student who guided Hope's Peak Academy to its destruction. Are they connected to both the tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy? Plus, that organization isn't just one person, but a group of people. Also, I just remembered, what was that facility making that human of? I originally thought that they were making Junko, but if we're here and we're escaping... Well, no, maybe they're completing it in the time that we're in limbo, and that thing is gonna, give us the final exam? I don't know. But if they're known as the ultimate despair, they're high school students, right? Well, if they were actually able to do it, then I guess that's why they were called ultimates. Then, are the killings we're involved in connected to them as well? It's no use. I'm gonna freeze to death in here. I'm at my limit. I need to get out of here. Shivering, I ran out of the freezing room. And we're gonna change floors. Oh. Whew. That was close. I nearly froze to death. So where should I go next? 5C's closed off. 5B is now open. Why has it just been Sonia and Kazuichi? Where's everyone else? Weird. 5B. Oh, here we are. No, I should ignore it. I'm just going to pretend I didn't see him. Unless... that's the, No, it interacts. Okay. Fihiko first?
Jeez. When I went inside this room, that bastard bear was suddenly here. He keeps glancing at me.
I wonder why.
It's gonna be shitty either way.
Damn right.
So I'll let you handle it. There's no way I'm gonna deal with that idiot.
I don't want to do it either. Ugh. I read through the sentence really quickly, said what I needed to say, and then I realized that I was about to make a mistake. So that's why I stuttered on the word that I was going to mess up anyway. You know what? Everything is literally the same when checking this. There's no reason to look at them. Alright, Monokuma, what's up?
Why, hello, Hajime! I hope you're doing pleasingly well! Are you pleasingly well? You're pleasingly well, right?
What are you doing here?
No, no.
Well, there was another thing I needed to tell you about on this floor. I got bored of drawing manga, so you can forgive me for telling you by word of mouth.
You should have done that from the beginning. I didn't want to read your manga in the first place.
A high school student who doesn't like manga is like a sumo wrestler who doesn't like eating hot pots.
I'm getting really fed up with your babbling. Hurry up! What did you need to tell me?
It's about the key piece of information you've been waiting so long for.
What?
Surprise! It's about ultimate despair!
Huh?
Ahem. Even though the term ultimate despair refers to a group these days,
Actually,
it was originally the title of a high school girl who was the most powerful, evil, and feared person alive.
High school girl?
yes, indeed.
Lady Junko Enoshima.
Junko Enoshima.
Hey,
As for the former ultimate despair, she created a despair brimming with charm and humor.
He says former here. So, did someone take over Junko's role? I mean, obviously we saw all that blood, but I still... I'm still skeptical. Charm and humor. Gotcha.
And created the ultimate despairs! There was one really horrible person in that group.
Don't fuck with me.
Hold on a second. I don't know what the ultimate despairs are, but it's not that easy to form an organization. There's no way people would join some fucked up organization created by a high school girl. Humans are so obsessed with their philosophy.
Wait, hold on. Oh.
Humans who are obsessed with their philosophy have an uncanny power to attract others. It's a trait shared by many famous leaders throughout history, right? There's nothing strange about it.
That's why cults exist, because people just have infectious personalities and then they can just draw anyone who they can basically win over. So this is basically a cult.
Hey,
That holds true for Lady Junko. With her characteristic ability to attract people, she even influenced those in the highest echelons of power.
Yeah, what was she? The ultimate fashionista?
Her connections were the main reason that incident became the tragedy in the first place.
So she even recruited people who would have been in a position to neutralize the threat? Then, what was their purpose?
What? Like I said, why did they cause that incident? It doesn't even make sense.
They had a purpose, right? There's no way they'd do what they did without any purpose.
hey.
It was Junko Enoshima's despair.
Huh?
For Junko Enoshima, despair isn't about purpose, a set of principles, a way of life, or an instinct. Despair is what defines Junko Enoshima as Junko Enoshima.
What are you saying?
I'm a stuffed plushie. Hajime is a human. It's exactly like that. Junko Enoshima is full of so much despair that she's truly hopeless. Living, dying, eating, loving. For her, everything is despair.
What the hell?
With her overwhelming force of personality, Junko recruited the ultimate despairs one by one. She controlled their despair by taking advantage of their love, hate, grudges, anything really. Junko's despair is far more dreadful than any other. That idea has been slammed right into their minds. And so, the ultimate despairs who had been recruited became nothing more than Junko's limbs. All despair, whether it was their own or anyone else's, was dedicated to Junko Enoshima.
Wait a minute. I have a feeling I know where this is going. Are we gonna see someone dressed up as Junko? Or are we gonna see like a bunch of people dressed up as Junko? Is that what it's shaping up to be? Because we saw people dressed up as Monokuma. So maybe possibly this is also where it's extending.
Like believers making offerings to their god. Like a mother providing food for her children. They dedicated all despair so they could escape from despair, all in Junko Enoshima's name. For example, they killed their families and friends, and even destroyed their bodies through relentless mutilation. And to hopelessly top it off, they completely believed it was something that they had to do.
There's no way something like that crazy is possible.
What?
You know about the final days of the Reserve Corps students during the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy?
Final days?
In other words,
Junko has the power to change people's values. This is also true of famous people throughout history.
Hey, what do you mean final days? What happened to the reserve department?
of course.
They fulfilled their role as disposable limbs. They believed in what they needed to do. And so, the 2,357 students of the Reserve Department all committed mass suicide!
Mass suicide?
What'd you say?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, Fuyuhiko is bringing up the right point. All? 2,357 students? So, what happened to me?
Oops! It wasn't all of them. One person was excluded.
One person was excluded? Huh? Is that... me?
Damn it.
I don't believe it. There's no way I can believe this. Ultimate despair. Junko Enoshima. It doesn't scare me at all. I mean...
Bastard.
Junko Enoshima is already dead!
Huh? Well, that's the real picture of her. That wasn't Mukuro, so... How did you know about that? Is that his sister? Are there... Did he have two sisters? I don't know if that's what it's shaping up to be. I don't know. Because we know that his sister is dead, but how would he know that Junko's dead? Well, then again, we did learn about the roster of the first set, and only 6 people, and we knew all 6 people, and they left. Ultimate Despair has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Reserve Department has been updated in your handbook. Check the Truth Bullets menu to review it. I go back to Fuyuhiko, I guess? Hey, Fuyuhiko. Is it true what you said? Junko Enoshima is really dead?
Huh?
What? You didn't see? There was a book called Manga for Morons, Killing School Life in that bloody classroom.
A bloody classroom? Wait, what was it that you said about the killing school life? Here we go. Like the killings we were involved in. They were killings that happened in Hope Speak Academy. As I recall, the mastermind took their own life because the remaining students worked together to defeat her.
Well, yeah.
That's what it was. The Killing School Life ended up failing in the end. As a result, the 6 students who survived managed to escape from the academy.
Hey.
For a manga about Killing School Life, it was drawn with a lot of silly images and dumb gags. According to that, the mastermind behind the failed Killing School Life was Junko Enoshima. The mastermind took her own life? Which means Junko Enoshima is dead?
Like...
It turns out that Killing School Life was part of that whole biggest, most awful whatever incident. Junko took away the memories of former students. Okay, right here. Yeah, Junko took away the memories of former students of Hope's Big Academy and forced them to kill each other. Former students of Hope's Big Academy. And she took away their memories. That's just like us. Apparently, the whole thing was being filmed by surveillance cameras and broadcast worldwide. Ugh. There's a limit to being a cruel asshole. The surveillance cameras were broadcasting the whole thing?
So...
The students of Hope Speak Academy are widely known as symbols of hope. By forcing people to watch these symbols of hope kill each other for the sake of survival, they were trying to fill everyone who watched the broadcast with despair all at once. That's messed up! But that messed up plan was stopped. Junko Enoshima failed. Junko lost to the students she placed in her trap, and after being overcome by the despair she created, she took her own life. Then, Junko is no more. No matter how horrible she was, there's no reason to fear someone who's dead. Whether Monokuma's story is true or not doesn't matter. Junko Enoshima isn't alive anymore. Then, who is her enemy? Junko Enoshima is already dead. Are the rest of the Ultimate Despairs behind this? Maybe, possibly. Are the followers of Junko carrying out her will? That's the only thing I can think of. Also, if possible, they are. How would they know that's what she would really want? Well, that's the only thing I can think of. I mean, the killings we're involved in resemble the Killing School Life. Well, I don't know who the hell is imitating Junko and making us go through this, but an imitation is just that, an imitation.
No shit.
If the students from Hope Speak Academy stop the real deal, there's no way we'll lose to some fake.
But if this is really an imitation, are those surveillance cameras the same too? Being broadcast. The cameras all over Jabberwock Island. Are they broadcasting to somewhere? Just like the surveillance cameras during the Killing School Life? Killing School Life has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Ultimate Despair has been updated in your handbook. Check the Truth Bullets menu to review it.
Man, Hajime, you totally know about that story, huh?
What? You have a problem with that?
Well, I really wanted you to read that manga version since I took the time to draw it.
What are you gonna
Oh
do?
well, I'll just raise the flag.
Flag? What do you mean, raise the flag? What's going to happen if you do that?
One step at a time. You're getting closer to clearing my character route.
You're not making sense again.
Well now.
Now then, I'll give you guys my all. I'll tell you everything I know, including information on the outside and the inside. I'll raise them flags like crazy.
Talk to him again?
What a surprise! Do you want to hear about the Ultimate Despairs again?
No, I don't really need you to.
Even though the term Ultimate Despair refers to a group these days,
It was actually, okay. He just started on his own. As a former Despair, she created Despair brimming with... Created the Ultimate Despairs with their characteristic higher echelons. Same place. It's fine already, you don't need to keep explaining.
huh? It's fine already, but I'm just getting to the good part.
Good part or not, I've already heard this from you before. I think I can leave now. Ooh, onto the 4th floor. And a different warping effect. Huh? It changed to a different hallway again. Oh, excuse me. It's so sudden. It's going to make something like this happen. What's going on to make something like this happen? No, I've already decided that I'm not going to be surprised. That's right. There's no time for me to be surprised by something like this. Okay, that's that. Oh. Okay, so I gotta think about it. I'm going this way. Hey, Akane. What's up? Akane's twitching her nose like a beast and examining her surroundings. Hey, what happened?
Based on my gut feeling.
Well, you know, it's just my gut, but I feel like someone's getting closer. Huh? What do you mean? Ooh.
So
I don't know. It's just my gut after all. The person that Monokuma was waiting for.
It's just my gut.
But still, her gut is pretty impressive. For some reason, it's strangely intuitive. And Monokuma did say something about the main cast coming. It's surprising, but her gut must be correct again this time. And that's why she is my favorite. Okay, music hall it is. No one else here? Music room. Well, that's new. This looks like the music room. I feel like I can see something strange. Hologram as well. Oh, I thought that was tied to the piano. Oh, the surveillance camera is there. I was like, what the fuck is it pointing at? Let's go piano and then monument and then hologram. It's a very nice looking grand piano. It might be very valuable. Ibuki might have been able to play this. Monument. Looks like it's some sort of monument. Why would there be a monument in a music room? And not just that. The mark engraved in the monument is a symbol of the Future Foundation, right? Will I be able to read it, or I need to read it here? Below that symbol, there's a short passage engraved. To combat the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy were among the many who established the Future Foundation. So this is happening way in the future from when Makoto and everybody started. So maybe I'm not wrong in assuming Akane, Makoto, or Akane, like these are all just the kids of the graduates. Maybe I'm not wrong in assuming that. I don't know. Huh? The Future Foundation was established by the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy? But I don't know if that means any of the other 71 classes. Maybe, I think. Yeah, because I mean, they're all those other people are ultimates as well. So maybe possibly. Aren't they known as World Ender? This is completely different. Monokuma. He completely made it up! Yep. Future Foundation's origins has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. And now hologram. What is this? Words are floating in the air. This is like a hologram, right? Ooh, okay. The floating letters are forming a sentence. Looks like a passage from an email. Regarding the report we gave you the other day, we have obtained information. A person who claims to be a survivor of Hope's Peak Academy. Ooh, okay. Upon further investigation, there are a total of 15 survivors. What? Okay. You may be wondering about the number of people at this time. If they're survivors of Hope's Peak Academy, it's possible that they may be targeted by ultimate despair. We believe we should acquire them and place them in our care as soon as possible. Though I don't believe the group can go that far without Junko Enoshima rallying them. In a worst-case scenario, we must prevent a repeat of the killing school life. Also, if they are survivors of Hope's Peak Academy, we should expect them to be quite valuable to us. However, we are still investigating the details of their origins, and we haven't located them either. Uh-huh. So... is this gonna say that we're sending one of our own? We will continue investigating this matter. Also, regarding a separate matter, we have received a report from the research facility on the Jabberwock Island. Preparations have been completed. It seems we can proceed with the experimental phase of the Neo World program. Setting up future, like it should have been. Survivors of Hope's Peak Academy? 15 students. Is that about us? Excluding Chiaki, who was part of the Future Foundation, there were definitely 15 of us, but what does survivors mean? Yeah, that's what I was most confused about. It's like they're talking from some other world. What happened outside Jabberwock Island? If the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is really true, then the world isn't normal anymore. Maybe. I'm starting to feel like we might be better off not remembering our memories we lost. The Academy survivors have been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. I guess that's all the clues in this room. It's finally confirmed. The Future Foundation is on our side, at least. They were founded by the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy, and they took us in to protect us. But if that's true, Chiaki should have made that clear to us. No. As long as Monokuma was around, she probably couldn't say anything carelessly. Monokuma. If he's the Future Foundation's enemy, then his true identity must be the ultimate despairs who caused the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The ones who are carrying out the will of Junko Enoshima are making us go through this. Also, this caught my attention in the email too. What is this research facility on Jabberwock Island mentioned in the email? What's that about? The only Future Foundation facility we found was that ancient ruin. There's no way that's a research facility. If there really is a research facility on this island, there should be other Future Foundation members here. Somehow, there are still so many mysteries. Before I go anywhere, let me take a peek around. Monokuma figures. I don't see anything that suggests one. Can't distort the glass. Okay. That's that. Am I gonna meet anyone else? Oh, Kane's still here. Okay. Same thing. Oh, the office. Alright. Is the office the only thing that's closed? Yeah. Okay. Teacher's lounge. The flowers are all pixelated. Interesting. And I'm seeing Kazuichi again. This feels different from a classroom. It's probably the office, right? I mean, the room kind of has that stuffy teacher vibe to it. The office, huh? Now that you mention it, it does look like that. More importantly, have you seen Miss Sonia? I don't see her anywhere. How much longer is this guy gonna be obsessed with Sonia? Give it up already. And I did see that. I thought I saw Monokuma just standing over here. Turns out I just saw this. And that's 4.
Serious?
There's one more somewhere. What the hell? List of subjects, and that's all of our names. But I don't know who... I don't know who's on the picture. I think that might be, I don't know. I don't want to take any gambles just yet. Alright, flowers. Flowers on top of the desk? Plus, they look strange to me. Are my eyes just tired? Did I already talk to Kazuichi? Or did I just interact with him? Okay. Damn it, I'm really worried. What if something happens to me when Miss Sonia isn't looking? This guy is so useless sometimes. Okay, so I think I just came into the room and talked to him, and then I just interacted with him again. Alright, hologram, and then whatever's on the blackboard. There are letters floating in the air, like the music room from earlier. Looks like a passage from an email someone wrote. I think this is the same one from before, from earlier. I guess I should read it. Wait, hold on. Did he say it? I think it's the same one from earlier. Okay. We understand this matter regarding the survivors. In order to safely acquire them, please do your best and continue your investigation. However, you must exercise extreme caution concerning the remnants of despair. Even though they have lost Junko Enoshima, the fact remains that they are incredibly dangerous. Even after her death, the tragedy has not ended. Perhaps there is still a leader on par with Junko Enoshima. As long as we do nothing about the remnants of despair, we will not be able to end this incident. For this reason, the remnants of despair must be immediately eliminated once they are discovered. Everything is for the sake of a shining future. Immediately eliminated? Does that mean this is in order to kill them? That doesn't sound peaceful at all. Well, I guess that's understandable. That the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is as terrible as it sounds. It's pretty much all-out war. The remnants of despair are the ones waging that war. There's no way they'd be forgiven that easily, excuse me. Remnants of despair has been added to the truthable section of your handbook. Okay. The picture doesn't count for anything, but... Blackboard. There's something written on the blackboard. And also, Hiyoko Saionji is the only name that's under there, and I'm pretty sure that's a picture of her, unless it's Kuzuryu's sister, which I doubt, but oh well. Something written on the blackboard. What's written here? That's Hiyoko Saionji, but she's way older. What the fuck? A list of subjects has been written on the blackboard. In large letters. Just below that are names I've seen before. Let me look at the portrait first. An extremely overwhelming portrait is hanging on the wall. I feel like I've seen it before, but the name etched into that placard says Hope's Peak Academy founder, Izuru Kamakura. The founder of Hope's Peak Academy, and his name, Izuru Kamakura. Doesn't this clearly contradict the information I obtained earlier? Damn it, another mystery. Maybe just a bunch of, like, Izuru Kamakura the 52nd? Or how many generations would have to go through 71 years? Probably the 4th? 3rd? Because if this guy's already old... No. If he founded it, and there's a portrait of him like this already, the founder... He's already old. Izuru Kamakura would be the 6th or 7th, I think. The Academy's founder has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Alright. Newspaper. There's a newspaper posted on the blackboard. Below that, Hiyoko Saionji is written there. What is this newspaper? Yeah, she's way older. Ms. Hiyoko Saionji. Okay. What is this? It says Miss... Okay. Alright. It says Miss Hiyoko Saionji. This can't mean the same Hiyoko. Right? I mean, the Hiyoko we knew. She was much smaller and looked more childlike. It's pretty much her defining feature. But the photo in this newspaper... Yeah... It looks like Sonia, and it looks like Kuzuryu's sister. Like, it might just be limited on character design and all that, but oh well. In a way, I can see the resemblance to Hiyoko. But her height and figure is too different from the Hiyoko we knew. What does this mean? Alternate timelines? This lady looks pretty mature. Is she Hiyoko's older sister or something? No. It says Hiyoko Saionji here. Oh, then Hiyoko has an older sister with the same first and last name. An older sister with the same first and last name.
I mean...
That's the only explanation, right? I mean, look at it yourself. That's not Hiyoko. But, did you ever hear her mention an older sister? Well, it's not like I was that close to her or anything.
Wrong.
She doesn't have an older sister. Hiyoko is the Saionji's family's only daughter.
If she doesn't have a sister, then a relative? No, there's still too much of a resemblance.
What are you saying?
That's Hiyoko.
Of course not.
What are you saying? Hiyoko doesn't have a curvy body like this. I mean, she was famous for her childlike figure. She got away with all kinds of crap for looking like that.
Well...
I don't know what to tell you. Maybe she had a growth spurt?
What are you saying? She's already dead. There's no way she could have had a growth spurt. The laugh is already there.
I'm feeling white.
Well, regardless, all the clues I've provided are true. If they weren't, I wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair.
What's going on?
What the heck? This is the truth? If this is the truth, then Hiyoko in this newspaper... Is he really saying this is the same person? That's impossible. I mean, how can there be a photo of a grown-up Hiyoko when she's already dead? Why does this even exist? Could it be related to that list of subjects over there? Huh?
This is bad.
If it says subjects, maybe it means there's some kind of experiment, right? Did that experiment change Hyogo's body? What am I saying? Just saying it out loud makes it sound messed up. What experiment? If it's some kind of experiment, it would mean that we're also test subjects, right? I mean, our names are also written on the blackboard under that list of subjects. But what kind of experiment was it?
What's going on?
What's going on? It better not have anything to do with time travel. List of subjects has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. My mind is going to... I just realized Ultimate Imposter is just mixed in there as well. Just in the list. But Chiaki is also in here. Yeah. That's 16 names. Interesting. If Chiaki's in here, then why... Okay.
Okay, with this, you've totally raised all the flags on this floor! Congratulations, Hajime! You shall now go to the next stage!
Next stage? Well, I guess I'll obtain another Monokuma thing then. Yeah, let's leave here for now. Third floor, so we're making our way back down. Damn it, not again! This hallway is different from the last time. I guess that when that flag Monokuma mentioned is raised, I moved to a different hallway than the last. But how can he do that? No, now's not the time to be confused by that. Thinking about it is just going to waste my energy. Okay, I'm starting on the staircase at least to the 4th floor. Okay, the physics lab is closed off. Excuse me. Oh, trippy. The art gallery is closed off. It's gotta be a classroom, right? What the fuck? I saw these windows. I was just like, okay, they're not boarded up, but I don't expect anything. And then you get here and they're all distorted. Like this one. Oh. Okay. Rec room. Nobody's around. Oh, I tried to look down. First-person shooters have taught me being able to look up anywhere that you want. But it's not the same in this game. But I'm going to check out the rec room in the next episode. Hopefully you're looking forward to what's in here, and I don't know if I'm going to collect the final Monokuma thing, or maybe I've already missed it. Who's to say? But for now, I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for coming out to see what is Limbo. But, oh well. And speaking of Limbo, that's actually a good game, from what I've heard. Limbo and the predecessor? No, predecessor is before, right? The successor. Yeah, successor and predecessor. The successor of that game, Inside. I think I want to check out those games at some time in the future as well. But for now, we'll leave this episode here. Thank you so much for coming around, and well, that's I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Have a nice day.